Good morning, Chairman Prendergast. Good morning, members of the board. So I think you've heard a good share of horror stories about a vendor that you have a contract with and its treatment of workers. And I will tell you that there are other states where this type of exploitation may be acceptable, but in New York State, Governor Cuomo himself would be absolutely horrified by the treatment of this vendor with the MTA of its own workers. And GCS is the poster child of why Governor Cuomo's quest for a $15 minimum wage is absolutely vital to the working people in New York City. The abuse is rampant. And just to put a couple of things into perspective, we've had disabled folks that rely on the very service that GCS dispatches, paratransit service. They rely on the service from their own employer to get to work. And when their own employer sends service in terms of paratransit vehicles late to their house and they arrive late to work because of the company, they're then disciplined. You can't make this stuff up. The truth is stranger than fiction. Nobody would believe this story unless the testimony was given right before you. It's ridiculous. It's an attack on working people. It's exploitive. And it's the ultimate type of whip cracking that we've come to expect from GCS. Just a couple of more points about GCS. The first thing they did when they came in and they won the contract is they fired 90% of the existing workers. By the time they get done with their contract with the MTA, they will have turned over the workforce 5 times through dismissals and through abuse of workers. It's outrageous. It wouldn't be tolerated anywhere else. The board members would never tolerate their wives and their children being treated this way by an employer. It's outrageous. The MTA board has been petitioned in this regard. The MTA has been petitioned in this regard. It's time for folks on this leadership body to step up, establish a task force, look into what's going on at GCS, and stop the exploitation of these workers. Gregory Alcorn and GCS, they have a plantation mentality, right along with the whip cracking of workers that I spoke about before. And they may be from North Carolina, but in this particular instance, the plantation he's running is right on Northern Boulevard, and it's your responsibility. And I would tell you right now, if it keeps going, the TWU is going to strike Gregory Alcorn, and we're going to strike GCS. We're not going to take the exploitation, and it's perfectly within the realm and the ability of this board to rein them in, to terminate their contract, to do whatever needs to be done to get them in line, because you cannot sit here and allow the exploitation to go forward. And when this union strikes them and wreaks havoc on the paratransit system in New York City, the responsibility lies with the folks in this room, because that's what's going to happen. Thank you very much.